I struggled a little bit with how to start this video, and I finally decided to just start it anyway. I watched a video by Johnny Harris recently about the rise of fascism, how the Hitler and the Nazis rose to power. And I saw a dangerous pattern that is currently being played out in Africa, and many people, they are not even aware of it when they are a part of it. How the Nazis got to power is they used the economic hardship of the people in Germany at the time, and they point to a group of people and say, this group of people are the problem. If we get rid of them, the problems are going to go away. And the people believe it. They bought into it. And that is how the Nazis get to power. If you want, you can watch the video by Johnny Harris on his YouTube channel. It is going to shed a lot more perspective on what I'm going to tell you next. This video is about what I think about the current xenophobia in South Africa. How South Africans think immigrants from Nigeria and Ghana are their problem. That is why they are suffering from economic hardship. That is if Nigerians and Ghanaians just left, there are going to be plenty of jobs for South Africans. And unfortunately, a lot of South Africans believe that they bought into that yeah, if they just get rid of immigrants, their situations, their financial hardships are going to get better, which is why the most extreme decided to, okay, why don't we just unalive them and make them too scared to stay? That is why hundreds of people lost their lives in South Africa due to this xenophobia. And I see a lot of outrage. People in Nigeria are angry online, talking about it, how bad that is. And I reflect for a minute about what is currently happening in South Africa, and I see a version of it right here in Nigeria, and people are not even seeing it. They are not even realizing when they are a part of it, because everyone have an excuse of why they did what they did. See, we have major problems in Nigeria, and unfortunately, the people in the south believe the people in the north are the problem, and the people in the north believe the people in the south are the problem. And most people don't really comprehend how dangerous that is at every level. Because, see, the more you decided one group of people who are just trying to have a better life are the problem, the more you are not going to look at the actual problem. And when you don't look at the problem stay. Just follow the news. If you look at the news, you can see in any African countries, you can see how the resources of the country are being wasted. People who have the power to do anything about the current situation of people, they use their power to waste the country's resources. They buy things for the country that the country doesn't even need. They take debt. They did a lot of things that contribute to the economic hardship of the citizens. But we decided to look at a group of people who are just trying to have a better life, who are also suffering from the same economic hardship, and we think they are the problem. Without them, the problem is going to get solved. And the more we did that, the more we keep suffering from these economic hardships. And I recently had a conversation with someone about this xenophobia in South Africa, and they said, well, why are even the Nigerians in their country? Why won't they just leave their country? And for anyone really who think like that, just ask yourself, if you are struggling financially, you don't have a job, you are trying to survive, and you suddenly get a job offer, maybe in the US, you see the job offer, that job is going to solve your financial problem. Are you going to decide, okay, I'm not going to go to the US because maybe the people in the US don't like me, and you are going to stay? Most people will go. And if you go there legally, you are working legally, but you constantly get harassed by ICE, and the citizens look at you as a criminal because you are an immigrant. Is that going to be fair? And are you going to say, okay, why am I even in their country, and just leave and come back to your financial hardship? No. Most people are just trying to have a better life. And if we just try to put ourselves in their shoe, we are going to see that. And as long as we see that, we are going to start looking at the actual problem, which is the people who have the power to do something about it. And the more we keep looking at people who don't have the power to do anything about our financial situation, and we believe they are the problem, the more our problems are going to keep growing. One thing I understand is everyone have their own reasons. Everyone have their own excuses to believe their movement is justified, until you are in the receiving end of it. See, you can believe, yeah, that people are the problem. If they just leave, everything is going to get better. You will have your reasons to justify that. And you will keep justifying it until for whatever reason you find yourself in the receiving end of that kind of behavior. And then you are going to understand that justification is wrong. I once hear a professor say something that I never forget, which is nobody get away with anything. And I believe it, which is why most of those people who harass those immigrants and often commit violence against those immigrants, they are going to pay for it by enduring more economic hardship without even knowing it. I'm just going to say this and then I'm going to end this video. No matter how hard you fight, you can never fix a problem with a wrong medication. So if you decide to look at other people as the problem instead of the people in power who actually have the power to do something about it, the more your problems are going to keep going higher. And finally, I pray for those people in South Africa who are facing these current challenges. I hope the problem gets solved. I hope everyone live in peace. Cheers.